Hi, welcome to our channel. For today's video, we will recap an action sci-fi film called Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire from year 2024. The movie follows after the defeat of Mechagodzilla and Kong establishes his kingdom in Hollow Earth, unaware that a colossal threat is hidden beneath the earth. Have you seen this movie yet? If not, grab some popcorn and enjoy. Years after the defeat of Mechagodzilla, King Kong sets his territory in Hollow Earth. There, many different giant monsters called Titans also reside. He gets chased by a pack of bloodthirsty hyena-like creatures. With nowhere to run, he unleashes his strength and destroys a big part of the mountain, causing the hyenas to be buried within. But not everyone dies, so he shows them who's the boss by ripping apart one of their comrades into two. With his lunch set in, he looks over his territory and is about to eat, but finds he is unable to do so because of a sore tooth. On the other hand, Godzilla is in charge on the surface of the earth. After making quick work of an armored titan with long legs, he rested in the Colosseum. We are then introduced to Dr. Andrews, a researcher of these titans, especially Kong and Godzilla. They discuss the domains of Kong and Godzilla. Just then, a signal from the facility picks up an unidentified signal. Their seismograph readings are off the charts to signal an impending crisis that they would soon face. It seems that the recent activity by Kong unlocked a new area in Hollow Earth. While this is happening, Gia, the adopted child of Dr. Andrews, experiences hallucinations and visions. While half asleep, she began making a scribble of dark claws. While this may not matter if someone else did this, Gia is not a normal kid. She is the last surviving member of the Iwi tribe from Hollow Earth. Perhaps her drawing may be a foreboding of something in the future, hinting at dangers to unfold. Dr. Andrews gets worried and takes her from school. At the facility, a humongous creature destroyed all the equipment. It is the reason for all the strange phenomena. Back at Dr. Andrews' house, Jia once again gets visions. This time, she sees the creature's eyes. Dr. Andrews once again checks on her and comforts her that she is safe. The following morning, Dr. Andrews visits an old colleague named Bernie whom she worked with before. She hands over a stash of the graphs and Gia's drawings. Bernie is an expert who thinks outside the box. Dr. Andrews hopes that with his help, he might be able to decipher what the signals mean. Their talk is cut short when Dr. Andrews receives an alert that Godzilla is making its move. Kong also appears out from the Hollow Earth, but he is in a weakened state, and Gia can only watch the poor monkey who howls from pain. The experts sedate Kong to start their inspection. They send their best doctor in town named Trapper to prepare to get his toothache fixed. Using a huge claw machine, the tooth finally gets extracted, and they replace it with a metal fong. Through sign language, Gia communicates with Kong and tells him that he's gonna be alright. It looks much better now that it received dental care. Bernie then hurriedly comes and excitedly tells Dr. Andrews what he found out. He tells her a bunch of information, but long story short, the signal that they had picked up, it was not the monsters. Instead, it's a distress signal from humans. Dr. Andrews informs her team and formulates that for whatever reason the distress signal was made, it is reacting with Godzilla too. They form a small team consisting of Dr. Andrews, Trapper, and Gia to travel towards Hollow Earth to locate the signal. Albeit an outsider and a total civilian, Bernie caught up to them and pleaded to let him in the mission. It will be dangerous, but Bernie says that he is prepared to take the risk. He also says that Dr. Andrews owes him. They get right to it and dive through the gate towards Hollow Earth. Kong accompanies them and gets ahead of them. Trapper is ecstatic and laughing while Bernie is about to pass out. They finally pass through the gate without any problems. Hollow Earth is much different than on the surface of Earth. Here, lush greenery and exotic animals greet them. Trapper gives them a quick lesson on the flying animals called verticins, which he said are mostly harmless unless provoked. This is why they are perfect for cover. The ship then mimics the color of these animals and speeds towards its goal. Meanwhile, Godzilla makes his way towards France where a dense amount of radiation is detected. Godzilla turns bioluminescent and absorbs all of this radiation. The director surmises that he is charging up to prepare for something. Hundreds of drones shoot their missiles toward Godzilla, who swats them all like flies. Back at Dr. Andrews' crew, they are getting closer towards the outpost close to the signal. They prepare themselves for the worst when they find it's trampled to the ground with nothing left. Smokes fill up the sky as they try to search for any survivors. However, no heat signal could be detected. Trapper finds a camera to see if they could retrieve any footage. But when they saw a huge fingerprint on top of the wall, they feared what might have been caught by the camera. Dr. Andrews tells them it is not Kong. They better run before the thing that destroyed the outpost comes back. Kong gets back towards the mountain where he killed the hyenas to retrieve his axe. From there, he found a crevice that leads much deeper to another realm. He jumps down to investigate. Using the glow from his weapon, he carefully analyzes his surroundings. Huge monkey skeleton head is uncovered, and Kong gets a little emotional. He hears a noise from outside the falls. Through the thick fog, a silhouette of a big ape approaches him, and Kong prepares for battle. But it turns out to be a cute baby monkey called Suko. At long last, Kong finally found another monkey species like him. He gently approaches the monkey and tries to befriend it, but it bites his hand. A group of adult monkeys then came out from everywhere and ambushed Kong. Even though it was 4 versus 1, Kong still emerged victorious. One of the apes almost falls over the edge, but Kong saves it before it falls to its death. The ungrateful brute returns the favor by trying to stab him, so Kong chucks him over the edge. Suko gets spared, and Kong forces him to show him the tribe of the monkeys. On the other hand, Dr. Andrews' team is still deciphering what could be the source of those big handprints. She orders the ship to land on a small cave opening below the surface. They walk for a few miles when they get to a clearing, and Trapper tells them to stop. He smells something bad and that they should take a detour. Their companion Miguel does not listen, and he gets swallowed by a carnivorous plant. The frightened group immediately runs away without turning back. Godzilla is moving towards the sea. It's going towards a super dangerous monarch called Tiamat. Dr. Andrews and company discover signs of human civilization with different architecture and writing. On a wall, they find a sign of Mothra, one of the Titans. Pushing one of the stones, a mechanism starts up, revealing a green portal. They go through it and discover yet another majestic location. The two monkeys are taking a small bath when a giant water serpent attacks them. It tries to choke Kong, but he gets the upper hand and serves the fish for dinner. He also shares some of the loot to Suko, and the two get a little closer. Godzilla finally engaged the Titan Tiamat. With a single blast from Godzilla's powerful beam, Tiamat gets slaughtered into pieces. Back to the group, they get surrounded by native people, and they bring them to the center of their city. To look more polite, Dr. Andrews orders everyone to not break eye contact. Just then, the queen of the tribe comes out. We soon learn that these are the lost Iwi tribe. They lead Gia towards the queen to converse with her. She holds out her hand, and the queen is able to know Gia's origins. They figured they were not enemies and let them come forward. The ruins of prehistoric human societies can be seen within the walls, which date back several thousand years. They disclose that humans were protected by apes, and that the hollow earth and the surface earth coexisted peacefully. One day, a massive, enraged ape declares war on the planets to determine who will control the surface world. Known by all other apes as the Skar King, he continues to rule them all. Kong and Suko finally arrive at the monkey tribe. He is shocked to see so many different monkeys like him. However, everyone is working away like slaves. They all serve Skar King. Anyone who disobeys is met by heavy punishment, even death. He sees one monkey getting abused by the guard, so he proceeds to help right away. The guard roars at him, but Kong just knocks him out with one solid punch. Kong then roars to announce his supremacy. Just then, the leader of the tribe, Skar King, suddenly leaps from his throne. He wears a bony weapon around his neck and appears to be much slimmer than Kong. He strides around Kong, touches his dental implants, and laughs at him. He then takes a moment and charges at Suko to punish him for bringing an outsider inside their territory. Suko's parent beg for mercy and protect him, but no mercy will be given as Skar King kicks him towards the melting hot lava down below. He then takes out his bony whip and prepares to fight with Kong. Kong may be physically strong, but the leader of the apes is much more agile. Combine it with the deadly bone whip, he deals devastating blows to Kong. Still, Kong catches him and tosses him away. Skar King thinks he is a worthy opponent, so he unleashes his trump card, an ice titan called Shimo. Skar King controls the beast through the shiny gem at the end of his weapon. It releases a wave similar to Godzilla's and almost freezes Kong's arm off. Outnumbered and outclassed, Kong has no choice but to back off. Luckily, Suko leads him to a safe passage, and he is able to escape. Skar King takes Kong's axe as a trophy and triumphantly rejoices over his victory. Dr. Andrews continues to read the inscriptions shown by the Iwi people. She reads that the Shimo is one of the ancient titan that can even outmatch Godzilla. That is the reason why Godzilla was preparing and gathering all nuclear power, to prepare for Skar King and his weapon. It also tells that Gia is the key to reawakening Mothra. The wounded Kong gets chased by groups of monkeys. He gets cornered and prepares to fight to the death. Just then, the trap blade activates by itself, and buries the pursuers under huge boulders. Zuko has helped him out to evade capture. The Iwi tribe opens a portal to let Kong and Zuko pass. They see the wounded situation of Kong, who collapses from fatigue and his wounds. To treat his hands, they suggest an operation to heal his wounded hands. Unbeknownst to everyone, a spy monkey managed to get information that Kong entered through the portal and is still alive. He informs Skar King about it, who gets mad and decides to bring his army with him. Meanwhile, Godzilla has become stronger than ever. The high-density radiation even turned his dorsal fins a deep shade of magenta. Using a metal hand support, Kong is once again able to stand up and use his hand. They watch in awe at the pure strength he was able to use. It even releases lighting when he struck the ground. But their moment is short-lived, as Skar King and his force are fast approaching. Even so, it is not enough. Kong must seek help from Godzilla. Hoping to lure Godzilla to Hollow Earth, he confronts him at Cairo, Egypt. He bellows a loud roar to let Godzilla know that he is waiting for him. At the Iwi tribe, the ceremony has started. Gia touches an invisible force field and is able to successfully awaken the Titan. Godzilla arrives at Kong's location and immediately charges towards him. Kong signals for him to stop and to fight against Skar King. However, Godzilla refuses to listen. Kong slams him to the ground using the high-tech power of his metallic hands. He then starts to drag the giant towards Hollow Earth. Suddenly, Godzilla charges up and fires his laser beam. He almost got toasted but is able to dodge just in time. The two go head-to-head again and are about to finish each other. Fortunately, Mothra comes and stops the fight. The Iwi tribe then proceeds to seal Skar King's portal. But before they can, Skar King orders Shimo to fire a freezing attack to stop them. Before the army can march forward and annihilate the Iwis, Trapper comes and brought flying verticins to momentarily halt them. Kong and Godzilla finally arrive. They engage in a 2 versus 2 battle. Monkey versus monkey. Lizard versus lizard. Shimo fires his beam and instantly freezes Godzilla, but Mothra helps him get free. The portal then opens up and the battle stage moves to Brazil. Skar King makes a laugh as he is finally outside. It has always been his plan to conquer the surface Earth and become its ruler. With the power of Shimo, he orders it to use its powers to induce the second ice age on Earth. Kong lands a punch on him and breaks his fangs. He laughs at the red monkey as payback from before. Shimo is now freezing Kong's hand. Godzilla attacks Shimo and frees Kong. The two monkeys struggle to get hold of the crystal that controls Shimo. At the last moment, Zuko wields the weapon of Kong and finally destroys the crystal. Now free from captivity, Shimo, Kong, and Godzilla mercilessly beat up Skar King. After that, he gets frozen and Kong lands the final blow by breaking him into pieces. The movie ends as Godzilla undoes the power of Shimo by using his own power to return the temperature back to normal. Godzilla returns to the Colosseum to rest and Mothra returns the barrier of the Iwi tribe. Kong becomes the new king of the monkey tribe. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this movie. See you in our next video.